March 19th, James W. Fanning and his men engaged in battle against the Mexican force at the Battle of Coleto Creek. After being surrounded, Fanning and the Texans surrendered to General Urrea and were marched back and imprisoned at Presidio La Bahia. On Palm Sunday, March 1836, Fanning and his men were unexpectedly marched out of the Presidio and under the order of Santa Anna were shot and killed.
The Texans feel that, Santa Anna's coming, he's crushed the Alamo, he's crushed Goliad, we may well all perish. Let's be remembered for something more than just fighting against repressive rule. Let's go and declare all-out independence from Mexico.
As the war progressed, the Texan army led by Sam Houston received the twin sisters from citizens residing in Cincinnati, Ohio. Houston then decided to move east of the Brazos River. Although the Texan army showed eagerness to fight, Houston knew that its forces were not ready. During this period, Houston trained his army until he consequently decided to move on towards Harrisburg and face a Mexican force of over 800 trained militiamen. Houston saw for a time when Santa Anna would make a mistake that would even the odds for the Texan force. This instance would occur near the San Jacinto River.
The key battle was the Battle of San Jacinto. There will be a showdown here, the final battle of the Texas Revolution, when Santa Anna and Sam Houston meet.
Days before the battle, Santa Anna moved his men across the bridge over Vince's Bayou. On April 20th, knowing Santa Anna would have to leave the same way he came in, Sam Houston took a chance and crossed at Lynch's Ferry. Once across, the Texan force drew back and camped at about a mile from Santa Anna's post. Santa Anna's army made camp under the high ground overlooking the marsh, where they threw up breastworks of trunk, baggage, pack saddles, and other equipment, preparing for the expected conflict which awaited. On the morning of April 21st, the Texans awoke once again eager to attack the enemy. At about 9 o'clock that morning, it was discovered that the Mexican general Martin Perfecto de Cos had crossed Vince's Bridge and had brought with him some 540 troops, swelling the Mexican force to roughly 1,265 men. In reaction to this, General Houston sent Erasmus Smith and a few other men to destroy the bridge to prevent any additional enemy reinforcements. This also prevented retreat from either side. At about 3:30 that afternoon, Sam Houston dispatched his troops as quietly as possible. The Texan army was not spotted due to the rising ground, which covered their every move until the very instant of the attack. At the command of General Houston, the 910 patriots advanced quickly from out of the woods and over the rise. In one accord, shots rang out coming from the twin sisters and men alike. Together, the Texan army blazed towards the Mexican camp, storming over Mexican breastworks and engaging in hand-to-hand combat. The Mexicans desperately ran for their muskets, but their efforts were in vain due to the Texian thirst for revenge. The battle lasted only 18 minutes, but the killing continued on for hours. In account of the bloody battle, 630 Mexicans were killed, 208 were wounded, and 730 were taken prisoners. On the Texan side, 2 were killed, 6 lethally wounded, and another 18 critically wounded. During the battle, Santa Anna had escaped, and given the very next day, General Sam Houston ordered a thorough search of the territory surrounding the battlefield. That afternoon, Sergeant J. Sylvester spotted a Mexican slipping through the woods heading toward Vince's Bayou. The escapee wore a common soldier's attire. Sylvester took the captive to the camp, and on the way, Mexican prisoners cried out, "El Presidente." Santa Anna's identity was recognized, and it was certain that the prisoner was in fact the Napoleon of the West himself. Santa Anna was taken to Sam Houston, where they discussed his sentence for nearly 2 hours. For a hopeful compromise, on May 14, 1836, the treaties of Velasco were signed, thus recognizing the independence of Texas. In the end, the Texan Revolution brought courage, strength, and the long-awaited liberty sought through battles such as Gonzales, the Alamo, the Battle of Goliad, and ultimately, the Battle of San Jacinto, which today is considered the birthplace of Texas liberty.